KatieCat14. This is Stitching in Chaos. Welcome to Flosstube. I'm so excited to be able to talk to you about cross stitch today. So last month's video was a huge debacle. I didn't get it done. My husband went on vacation with my kiddos, and it was like a work vacation. He went to help his mom with the house. And we didn't get it done, and I have a friend staying with us, and he takes up a lot of time, like most friends do, which is lovely. But we didn't get the video down, posted until 2 weeks ago, and I'm very, very sorry. We will really try to do better. This is our November video. It's November 2. I hope you guys had a good October, and I have to find my notes. Oh, they're probably in my box. So I have a very special box this time, and I will talk to you about it at the very end. This is my box. I have all of my, oh, you can see it's poking out. I have my video up on the wall there, so I'll be looking over there a little bit to see how it's adjusted. This is a very, very special box, and it was gifted to me from a very, very special person, and I will be talking to you about it at the end of the video. But all of my cross-stitching stuff is in this box today, and it's a lot. But, honestly, I didn't get very much cross-stitched. I kind of lost my stitching bug this month. I lost one of my projects, and I'm so worried about the project that I didn't want to cross-stitch on any of my other plethora of projects, which is ridiculous. But I lost a Christmas present project. I lost Season of the Heart Summer, and I have Season of the Heart Fall, and I could very well stitch on it. Obviously, it needs to get done too. I've looked everywhere. I don't know where it's at. Obviously, I haven't looked everywhere because I haven't found it yet, but I'm going to continue looking until I find it, and hopefully next month I will find it. So that was kind of a bummer. I still don't have my notes. What did I do with my notes? Oh, they're under here. I found my notes. Okay. Oh, also, we had the flu, which didn't help my stitching at all. It's not fun to stitch when you're sick. It's really not fun. Someone ran into our car. My friend that's staying with us took the car out one night, and while it was in the parking lot, someone sideswiped it and ran away. And the police picked them up on the highway. They were going 90 in a 45-mile-an-hour construction zone. So they have a hit-and-run felony. They had a DUI, which was their third, so they have a DUI felony, and they had a speeding in a construction zone going way too fast felony. So they have 3 felony accounts against them, and honestly, it's fortunate that they picked them up. That way we were able to identify the car that did it because we had a lot of witnesses. But it was drama, chaos, stitching in chaos. Ooh, I forgot one thing. Is it here? It is here. So, because I lost my stitching bug, I was looking at all of my projects and I thought I don't want to do any of them. I'm going to spin the wheel because a lot of people, you know, bring up websites and put in their projects and spin the wheel to figure out what to work on. But it seems so, like, blasé. It seems so normal. I don't know. There's nothing wrong with spinning the wheel. It's a really fun thing to do. But I wanted to do something just a little bit different, and I remembered this from my school days. So I made a little fortune teller for my projects. So what I do is I pick a color, let's say green. I'll spell out the word green. So I'll go G-R-E-E-N. And then I'll look in there, and I've got the numbers 10, 4, 2, and 7. And I'll pick one. I'll pick 7. So I'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And now I'll look at the numbers. I've got 8, 9, 5, and 3. I'll go ahead and pick 3. So I'm going to open up my fortune teller and look under the number 3 flap. And it says Seasons of the Heart. Of course, the one that I'm missing. I can't stitch on this one. But because it's very likely that I would memorize what's behind each number, I actually ended up having my family pick. So I'd like have my kids pick a color and I'd spell it out, and then I'd have another one pick the number, and then I'd have another one pick the number that I'm doing. So I put all of my projects on here, and that's how I stitched this month. I'm like, I don't feel like stitching anything, but I need to stitch and I want to stitch. So I just picked a project with my fortune teller, and I thought that was a really fun, somewhat childish way for you guys if you wanted to try it. You can get instructions to make a fortune teller. It's origami fortune teller. It's very easy. You can probably just Google it. Anyway, that was fun. Oh, also, when we went to do the video, our computer kept crashing. It blue screened and it wouldn't process the video, so that was another delay on last month's video. So it's only been 2 weeks since you've seen me, but it's been about a month since I've done an update. I was going to do an unboxing, and I was really excited about that, but they didn't give a ship time on the Stitchy box for release. They just said shipping in October. Shipping in October. And I didn't hear anything, and I checked their website, and nothing was adjusted, and I didn't hear anything. Today, November, I got an email saying, oh, we're just getting your Stitchy box ready to send to you. So it did not ship in October, but it's okay. It's a fall box. It's not like a Halloween box or anything specific. It's just fall. So I'll be getting that here in a week or two, probably a week. Shipping's pretty fast to Alaska. Most people think it won't be, but in general it is. So I'm still hoping to do that unboxing for you, and I'll have all of my kids here because they always help me open the boxes, and we have a grand time. WhipGo. So, WhipGo, again, I did not stitch very much. WhipGo last month for me was Home for Christmas and End of the Trail. Now, Home for Christmas comes from this Ultimate Cross Stitch Christmas magazine, 2019, and it's a really fun magazine. There's tons of patterns in here that I want to do, except you know how I am with Christmas. I love to do them, but I don't love to actually work on them. I more enjoy finished cross stitch Christmas, and I don't enjoy cross stitching Christmas. But this one, it didn't seem to Christmas. It was more winter, and this is going to be a gift for my sister for her birthday in April. We share a birthday month. So here's what it is. It's Home for Christmas, and she collected Victorian house ornaments. Every year, my parents would buy us a specific ornament. I always got a teddy bear ornament. My sister always got house ornaments, and there's a whole Victorian house ornament line. So this was something that made me think of her, and I thought she'd like it. It's super special. So I started on that for my WhipGo. And it went really well. This one went really well. I got about 1,000 stitches in, which is pretty good considering everything that I stitch on. Let's see. I gotta get the needle out of the way for you. Please hold. Okay, so this was my Home for Christmas. This was my Home for Christmas start. Daddy? Okay, I'm back. I had to adjust everything. So, this was my Home for Christmas. Yes, Home for Christmas. And that is about 1,000 stitches. So it's going to take me a while to finish it, but finish it I will. This was my first time working with this fabric. This is 25 count, I think it was Lugana from the Fat Quarter Shop. This is a Lori Holt fabric. It's wonderful. I love this fabric. There's no stiffness in it at all. All of the little threads are super even and really hard to see. They're really hard to see. I'm sorry. They're really easy to see. It was really lovely stitching on this 25 count. I've never stitched on 25 count before or Lori Holt's fabrics before, but I really enjoyed it. All right, my next WhipGo project I was so excited about. And of course, since this WhipGo project went so well, the last WhipGo project did not go well at all. So I was going to stitch on my End of the Trail. And again, I really was so excited about this. But I had a hard time with the pattern. The paper pattern is very worn. I got this used from my mother-in-law. She used to cross stitch, and she does a lot of things, but she prefers knitting. And so she kind of like downgraded her entire collection. And one week when I was at her house, I was very at loose ends. And I went to cross stitch and I realized I had forgotten my project. And so she gave me a choice through her stash of a project to start, and I started this End of the Trail. I I love it. I love it so much. There's nothing wrong with the project. There's nothing wrong with the stitching. The pattern is a little worn, and I printed it off and I went to do the highlight thing on it, but it was still difficult for me to keep track of. So I tried to put it on Pattern Keeper, and that's been a trick. Pattern Keeper has not been liking us try to put this pattern on, and so I was kind of waiting to stitch on it until we could get that situated, because I like Pattern Keeper. It helps me keep track, and all I have to have is my phone. I don't have to carry around big extra pieces of paper or highlighter or anything. And by the time we got it mostly situated on Pattern Keeper, we tried 3 times and it failed 3 times because the scan of the pattern was all wonky. So we have to spend forever like adjusting the little boxes in Pattern Keeper in order for it to work, and it just didn't work. And I did not stitch more than like 2 hours on this project. So I don't know if you can tell, but I did stitch some of the skin, some of the bags, I think it's clothing, I can't remember. This part. I stitched this part, and I stitched some more in the face here and in the arm here, but that is all that I got done on my end of the trail. I've been seriously thinking about what I'm putting on my WIPGO next year, and I had a lot of new starts on my WIPGO this year. I had a lot of new starts. And normally I would save my new starts for like Stitch Mania. I did that one year. I started one project every day of the month for May, and it was really fun. It was a lot, and I had a lot of loose projects that I didn't know what to do with after that, so I kind of floundered a bit. But I think for next year's WIPGO, I'll not do any new starts at all. I do new starts all the time anyway. I don't probably need to schedule them for WIPGO. So this is definitely going back on my WIPGO for next year, because I really love it. I really do. But I didn't work on it this year. So, but I did work on it some. So I'm putting it away just for a little while until things settle down with other projects, maybe after Christmas. So those were my WIPGOs for last month. This month is November. Happy November! This month is actually going to be really hard for my family and I. So if you are comfortable praying for us, we would really appreciate that. My dad passed away on my birthday in April this year, and him and my mom share a birth year and a birth month, and that is, of course, November. So we started struggling emotionally at the beginning of this month and even the end of last month. That's also probably why I wasn't feeling very stitchy last month, because I knew this month was coming. So I am trying to make November the cheeriest, most festive November that I can, because we just need that little extra cheer at this time. So, of course, on my WIPGO board, the numbers that were called for November were Christmas, which I struggle stitching Christmas. I don't know what I'm going to do with that. I have not decided what to do for Christmas for this WIPGO. I put it on my WIPGO board because I knew I struggled with it, and I thought this would be extra motivation to do it. But it's not. It makes me want to, like, dig a hole in the sand and, like, lay there and be like, I don't want to. I don't know. Christmas is probably not going on my board for next year. But the other number that I called, I'm also excited about. This is Dinosaur Forest by Owl Forestry. I got this to do for my son Jackson. He really loves dinosaurs, and of course, the T-Rex is his favorite. I don't know what your favorite dinosaur is. Maybe you haven't thought about it in a while. You should look them up. They're really cool. Parasaur is a really fun one that was an herbivore. And of course, there's the common ones like Triceratops and T-Rex and things like that. I like the Ankylosaur, and I like the Therizinosaur. They were not herbivores. They were really mean. They had huge claws. They were really fun. But my favorite dinosaur kind of changes with my mood. But what I have stitched on Dinosaur Forest, I have part of the tree, I have part of the parasaur here, and then down here I started on the big stegosaurus that's right here. that's what I have stitched on my dinosaur forest so far. Here you go. There was a lot more variegation in the model that the dinosaur forest has on their website. So if you look, the horn up here on, it's not a horn, but the top part of the parasaur is actually supposed to be like a reddish brown, like a much redder color than it is right now, but it kind of blended in with the floss on the rest of the dinosaur. So I'm gonna leave it for now and see how I feel. But this is my whip go for November, so I get to work on Dinosaur Forest. And I'm actually working on another Owl Forest. So you guys know, I'm working on their Treasure Island. I'm a slow stitcher. I have mentioned this ad nauseum probably, but I'll get to I'm doing Dinosaur Forest. I will get to Treasure Island from Owl Forestry in a few minutes. So I did want to go over a few of my other whips that I've been working on that were not whip go. This is my Saturday project. I did tell you I had the flu this month, and that hit me during the weekend, so I didn't stitch one whole Saturday on this project. And then the Saturday before that, I also didn't stitch. I was feeling not sick, but kind of tired and run down. So I only stitched on this 2 Saturdays this month. But it's still coming along. I'm still tracking away. This is my Thy Word from a Leisure Arts pamphlet. All I have left is the back stitching and this window curtain over here. You can see I did a lot of the up here. I gotta orient. I did a lot of up here, and I did a lot of down here. Window curtain. There we go. Down here. Sorry, the camera's backwards. But anyway, it's coming along. I really love it. It's beautiful. I'm super excited to be working on it, and I'm actually going to work on it in 2 days because that'll be Saturday. So that'll be really fun. I'm no longer on the right schedule to finish it in time to make it into a Christmas present. This is a Christmas present for my mom. I'm not going to finish it in time if I keep working on it only on Saturdays. So I'm going to continue working on it through most of November, with it being just dedicated to my Saturday project. And when mid-November comes, I'm going to start working on the back stitching and stuff during the week so that I can have it finished and we're going to turn it into the outside of a purse for her. I'm very excited. She's very excited. She knows about it. But I told her, now that I have so much done, she can't see it anymore because she hasn't seen it with the back stitching, and I want to have some sort of surprise. And honestly, she's getting a little bit older, so she's not going to remember real well what it looks like if I don't let her see it this month. So I'm very excited to have that for her, even though it's not a complete surprise. She will really love it. So the next one, I worked the Dark Queen of the Earth. This has been Old Faithful. She has not changed. She is still the Dark Queen of the Earth. Dark Queen. So I did a little work on her legs. I started putting her legs in there. And that's it. Such a tiny, tiny little bit of progress. I don't really have a timeline to get her finished. I also started the Dark Queen of the Sea. That was on my whip go board for earlier this year. I did not have a big start. I keep telling you, I did not stitch very much this month. Did not. It's still true. I'm sorry. The needle is being problematic again. So I got a very, very modest start on the Queen of the Sea. It's just a little tiny fish start. It's a fish start. So, it was fun to get her started though. I'm glad to get her started. I can make progress on the Dark Queen of the Sea. Alright, the next one is Treasure Island. There we go. Owl Forestry Treasure Island. So I don't remember where I left you guys. I think if I put it this way, it'll be easier for you to see. Maybe not. I don't remember where I left you guys. I don't remember which part I was on when I did my last video. So you'll have to go back and watch my last video to see what part I was on. But anyway, this is my progress on Treasure Island. I finished part 1 and 2, and I am working on part 3, which is this ship right here. I love this ship. It's so pretty. I love the variegated black floss. I love the shape of the ship. It's very, very elegant, even though it's the bad guy ship. I'm super excited. So they released, I think part 13 maybe, I don't know. They released a lot of parts. They released the island in the middle, and it's a free pattern. If you want to, just go to their website, Owl Forestry, and look up Treasure Island. You can still download it. You can start it. It's really a really fun pattern. So I've been working on that. Seasons of the Heart. I told you I lost it. I'm so distraught. I can't find it. I've looked everywhere. Again, I keep saying this, but I haven't looked everywhere because I haven't found it yet. It did not leave this house. So it must be in my house somewhere. I will find it. I will find it. I will hunt it down. Finishes! I'm so excited! Not really. I don't have any finishes. I'm sorry. I have no finishes. The Sunflower Fairy that I was working on for September became an October project. And I got most of her finished. I'm struggling with the backstitching. I'm not a very strong backstitcher. I don't like it. I've been kind of playing around with the pin stitch, not the pin stitch, the couch stitch, where you make one long line and then go back and like put little loops in it to tack it down. But I don't like it. I don't like the backstitching in her wings. It's a very shaky. It feels shaky. It feels like the fabric is pulling and that it's not working properly. I don't know if I should rip it out and try the couch stitch. I kind of did the couch stitch throughout her wings, which made me happy. I don't know. But she's beautiful. I love her. I have to find my beading. So I went to go put the beads on her, and I couldn't find my beading thread, the clear plastic stuff that helps you put the beads on. Couldn't find it anywhere, so I'm going to have to get new thread. But she'll get beaded eventually. This is a Christmas project for my auntie, so I gotta get it done. But everything's finished except for a little bit of that back stitching in her wing on this side. And then I might tear this out and try again with the back stitching on the top part of the other wing. And then I gotta put the beads on. I so wanted this to be a finish for you guys this year, this month. I really, really did. But it just didn't happen. And that's okay. We'll just roll with the punches, as Shania Twain said in her song. So, I'm a country music person, but I'm also a classical music person. I'm also a pop music person. I'm also a rock and roll music person. I love music in general. Actually, I joined the Hallelujah Chorus this year. I'm very excited. I'm a soprano, and it's the first time I've done the Hallelujah, the Messiah. I've done the Hallelujah Chorus before, but I haven't done the Messiah before. I'm very excited. They're meeting in Wasilla for weekly practice, and I have the whole score in a book, and I've lost their score that they gave me. I'm using a different one, and I'm going to have to fess up. But I'm really having fun. So let me know if you've done the Messiah choir before with the Hallelujah Chorus and all of those things, because I'm enjoying it. Alright, awkward. So, I got new starts and I've kitted up some new things. This month, I got a lot of haul. I didn't mean to, and I completely blew our budget. And my husband may or may not be a little bit upset. No, he's not at all. He's so sweet. But I did get several things kitted up and several new starts. One of them is I started the Satsuma Streets new stitch along. I started their Winter Woods stitch along, and I love it. I love it. So it's 4 releases. They released, they're kind of like boxes. They're little squares with pictures. I'll show you my start in a minute. They released part 1 and they released part 2 today. They were supposed to release it tomorrow, and so I thought I had another day to stitch to catch up so that I would be on time for the new box, but I didn't. But I almost made it. So here is my start on Winter Woods. So you can go on Satsuma Streets website, I forgot what it's called, and look at, I think you can, maybe if you join Satsuma Street Sal's Facebook group, you can see everybody's progress on it. And there's a lot more fast stitchers that are more experienced than I am that have done such lovely pieces. This one actually has, this way, it has pin stitches up here, which is why I said pin stitches instead of couching. Because the pin stitches here are big stars. This is not a Christmas stitch along. Wow, lots of S's. This is not a Christmas stitch along. This is a winter stitch along. And so part one was this, and then this little empty box here, I found it. This little empty box here is a snowflake. So I have to finish some of the background on the bear and the bear's face and those stars and snowflakes that are in the sky. I have to finish a few trees here and a little part to the snow in the middle. And then I have to stitch the snowflake. And then I have to stitch the other side of the branch and then the pine needles that are coming off the branch. And I will be caught up on part one. I decided to do it vertically. You can take these boxes and do it in a big square. So like 1, 2, 3, 4 box. Yeah. And make a big square. Or you can stitch it horizontally and have box like 1, 2, 3, and 4, I think is at the end. I decided to stitch it vertically. My mom loves winter, and I thought to cheer her up, this would be a really fun stitch to do for her. So I'm making it into a wall hanging. It'll be vertical like this. Ooh. They started part 2 in the middle, so part 4 will go up here. They started part 1 in the middle. Part 4 will go up at the very top. Part 2 comes below part 1, and then part 3 at the bottom. So I've never done a vertical stitch like this before. I'm very excited about it. I did get this in Mystic. I think it was Lugana from, you know what, that's part of my haul. I can look real quick. Excuse the rustling. Okay. Yeah, Lugana, Mystic, 32 count. And normally 32 count would be okay for me, but this is very, very tightly woven fabric, and I'm having trouble seeing with my glasses. I was going to say with my naked eye, but that's not true. With my glasses, I'm having trouble seeing the holes, so I've been using my magnifying glass, which is currently missing the magnifying glass. Kids are awesome. Have kids, they said. It'll be fun, they said. Kids are the best. But you need to hide important things so they can't, like, take them apart. Anyway, so I'm using my magnifying glasses with this project, and it's going along quite nicely. I really appreciate it, and I like stitching on dark fabric. I like stitching on black and dark blues and things like that. But I love that this project is not like bright, vibrant against the background. I like how it's a little bit more subdued. It feels calmer almost. But anyway, so that was my start on the new Satsuma Street Stitch Along Winter Woods. Next I kitted up Don't Feed the Plants. So I ordered this 2 years ago. Man, feels like forever. From the, it's not the attic, the big convention where all of the vendors come, and you can't go if you're just a regular citizen. You have to be some sort of shop to buy from the people. I couldn't remember it last time I talked about it either. It couldn't have been 2 years ago. Must have been the one last year and not the one this year. Anyway, I ordered it when it first came out. I got the whole pattern and I love it. It's Don't Feed the Plants. It is a Venus flytrap pattern. I got the pattern and I got some, man, I'm sorry. My brain is not working tonight. I got the pattern and I had some fabric. I had some fabric that I thought would work well with it. But when I started to, I purchased the floss this month, and, well, last month, and it just came this October. When I started to kit it up, I got other people's opinion on which fabric I was using, and they all agreed that the fabric I was using was not good. So we went through all of my fabrics, my mom and I went through them with my husband, and we chose to do Under the Sea fabrics, Gilded Oak. So this is 28 linen, Gilded Oak from Under the Sea Fabrics. This was actually produced for the Dark Queen of the Earth stitch along, and I decided to go with the green one instead of the brown one. So I'm using the brown one for the Don't Feed the Plants. I think this was from Bestitch Me. Pretty sure. So this should be from Bestitch Me. And I'm using Under the Sea Fabrics. And I got Bestitch Me floss. I got Bestitch Me floss. So this was my start. I did kit it up and I did start it. This was my start. Just one little line. That's all I got done. But it's a start. So I'm going to be working on this in tandem with my dinosaur forest, because the dinosaur forest is for my son Jackson, and these Bestitch Me Venus flytraps will be for my son Emery. He really loves Venus flytraps. His favorite color is pink, and it just all works. So I'm very excited. My next one is, so this is not completely kitted up, but I do want to start it like post haste. I and my son Emery have both graduated from Practice Chanter. I will have to show you one of these days. We have graduated from Practice Chanter to the bagpipes. Now the way bagpipes work is that you learn the basics and you memorize the first, feels like forever, feels like 25 tunes. We've been doing it for like 2.5 years. I told my teacher I've been doing it for 3 years, and he was like, it has not been 3 years yet. So we've been doing it for about 2.5 years. The average is about 2 years until you graduate to your bagpipes. So we have both memorized all the basic tunes. We have learned all of the basic like grace notes and embellishments. Bagpipes, they're really fascinating. Lots and lots of Scottish culture that I'm learning that I never knew before. I love the Scottish culture. So I didn't think I had Scottish in me until I did like a DNA test with Ancestry. And it turns out we have Scottish in us, quite a bit of it. And I didn't know this before I started the bagpipes. I thought, Irish play the bagpipes too, because I'm Irish. And turns out I'm also Scottish. And we love the bagpipes. So I have bagpipes in the mail. They should be getting to us here in a week or two. They're so expensive, I could only order one. So my son and I will be practicing on the same pair of bagpipes until we can order a second set of bagpipes. But I wanted to stitch a thank you to our teachers. So Emery, my oldest, he will be 10 next year. He is learning the bagpipes with me, or I am learning the bagpipes with him. He picked them. So I asked him, I said, music is very important to me. I feel like learning how to play instruments do very good things for your brain and help you have some self-control, because you have to like figure out the finger positionings and you have to do all of that. So it helps with fine motor skills. The bagpipes, sorry, there's a fly. The bagpipes are The bagpipes are a very, you stand up with them. They were meant to be like instruments of war. So you know how in America we had like drummer boys and bugle players? The bagpipes were Scotland's main, and Britain for a time, main instrument of war. So the pipers would be on the battlefield and they would go in front of everyone else and they would be playing their war march so that the rest of the army or military could march with them. They were huge targets because you take the bagpipe players down and you can have chaos. I mean, war is chaos anyway. War is horrible. But there's a song that I'm just now learning, and I don't remember the name of it. But, Battle of Waterloo. I think it's the Battle of Waterloo. And there's a huge history behind almost every Scottish song that you'll play. And the Battle of Waterloo was played on the beaches of Normandy. So because the bagpipe players had become such a large target for the military, Britain had said, no more bagpipe players on the battlefield at all. We don't want people getting killed because they're playing the bagpipes. So they banned bagpipe playing in battles on the battlefield. Scotland said, that's Britain's rules, that's not our rules. And there was a Scottish bagpipe player on the beaches of Normandy playing the Battle of Waterloo. His sack, his bag for his pipes actually got pierced by bullets. He took his bagpipes off, patched them up, picked them back up again, and kept playing. And it's just amazing. The history that you will learn. Duket Park is actually spelled Dovecote Park, but because the Scottish don't pronounce everything, they just shortened it to Duket. And it doesn't make any sense. When you look at the words for dovecote, it doesn't make any sense, but that's what they did. And Scottish, it's really, really fun to learn about that history. And I wanted to thank our teachers for staying with us for almost 3 years and teaching us the basic tunes and the history and all of that rich, I guess, extracurricular things that we're learning. And I thought, what better way to do it other than cross-stitch. Cross-stitch, it's like the best thank you. It takes time, it takes thought to cross-stitch out a project for someone, and I love it. And I know there are horrible experiences that some of you may have had, and I'm very, very sorry if you put your heart and soul into a project and your friend just hated it. I'm so sorry that's happened. I know that's a chance that I'm going to take. I'm going to take the chance of cross-stitching them a thank you piece and have them go, oh, that's nice, and then I'll find it in the thrift store a couple days later. I know that's a chance, but to me, if there's a different chance of them knowing how much we appreciate them by doing this, then I would like to take that chance. So I looked all around. I asked on Facebook groups, I looked for good bagpipe cross-stitch project, and actually I couldn't find one that I liked. There are like cross-stitch projects with just the bagpipes. There's a cross-stitch project with a big bearded like nutcracker guy with bagpipes. There's a Scottish Santa, but he didn't have bagpipes on him. So I was looking and looking, and I finally found this. This is Hands-On Design, Pipers and Drummers. It's with their 12 Days of Christmas. But I thought this was perfect. I was so excited. So my oldest son and I, Emery and I, are doing bagpipes. My middle son, Jackson, is actually learning the Scottish drumming. So we can all get on my bed, and Emery and I can play the practice chanter while Jackson drums on his practice drum pad. And it's been the most fun family event. My husband is not musically oriented, so he just enjoys listening to us talk about it. But I thought I could do this project for our teachers. So my teacher is the pipe master, and he has been teaching us the bagpipes. And then Jackson's teacher is actually his wife, and she has been teaching him Scottish Highland drumming. And so I thought if I did both of these, they could have a matching pair, and they'd both be like, I'd be able to express my gratitude to them for teaching us. The only problem is, and I didn't notice this until I was talking about it with my mom, the pipes on this one are actually like horns. They're not pipes. They're horns. They're like bugles. And I'm like, no, it didn't even occur to me. I just thought it was this really pretty, like decoration. I didn't realize those were the pipes, but they are. So I'm going to leave it because I don't want to design bagpipes. And it says pipers, and hopefully that'll be what they focus on, is the pipers and the drummers. So I've had this in my stash forever. I don't know, I may have gotten it at a thrift store. I don't know. So these are not very big. They're relatively small, like this on 14 count, which actually probably doesn't help you. It might help you. I wonder if the pattern says. So on 28 count, pipers is 50 by 41 stitches. And drummers is 74 by 42 stitches. It doesn't say how big the finished project will be, but it does say, are you stitching the series? A fat half of linen, cut approximately 9 by 9 pieces will work for the whole thing. So 9 by 9. So this fabric that I have is a bright stinking red, and it's just like what's on the sample here. But the stitches are huge. It's like, oh wow, right on the dirt speck. Good job, Katie. I'm sorry. Okay, it's like, they're really, really, really big stitches. I don't know how big. I don't know how big, and I don't know where I got it. I probably got it from a thrift store. But I thought this piece of fabric is pretty large. If I can use half of it for the drummers and half of it for the pipers, it might work. But they're going to be really, really big pieces. But I don't have any other bright red fabrics. I got so much haul that I don't want to order more, and I don't want to wait for shipping times. So I just kind of want to see how that project will do. Oh, I just realized I'm a ninny. I can use this for my Christmas whip go. This is a Christmas project. I can do it for my Christmas whip go. Yay! Anyway, thank you for coming with me on that journey. That was very special. I'm very special. So I'm going to work on that as a thank you to our teachers. Hopefully I'll get it done by Christmas and I can work on it for my Christmas whip go. Yes! I'm so excited. You have no idea how excited I am to have just now figured that out. Anyway, so this is my journey and you are on it with me. Stitching in chaos, isn't it fun? Hands-on design, random mysterious fabric that's super huge. I thought that I could use like 3 floss to the squares, but the squares are so big. I'm gonna have to count them out to figure out what count fabric this is. I don't even know that it was meant to be a cross stitch fabric. It looks like it. I mean, it really does. It looks like it was meant to be a cross stitch fabric. But even if it wasn't, I can still use it for cross stitch. So we'll see how this goes. I don't have the floss for it yet, but you can see the pattern. There's not much floss to get. There's like 9 colors, and that's for the entire series. We might not use all 9 colors in this. So that'll be really fun to work on this month of November and hopefully get it done, maybe. I'm really bad with finishes. I'm really bad with fully finishes. I'm a really slow stitcher, and I have a lot of projects that I enjoy working on. So we'll see how that goes. All right, enough of this nonsense. I also stitched, kitted up, but did not start the 4 element stitch along that Satsuma Street just finished. So with the Winter Woods, the Cosmo threads for it were all gone, everywhere. I couldn't find Cosmo threads for it anywhere, and I didn't want to wait because I wanted to do it with the stitch along. I'm not very good at staying with the stitch along, but I wanted to start it with this start along. I wanted to start it with the stitch along. So I went ahead and got DMC for the Winterwoods Satsuma Street project. But for the 4 Elements project, since it was already finished, all of the Cosmos were there. I mean, I couldn't even find the Cosmo thread on like 123 Stitch or any of the other online websites. There was nowhere. There must be a whole bunch of people doing this stitch along, which is super fun. But I got the Cosmo thread for the 4 Elements. So I did do this. And at some point, when I'm not so, like, overwhelmed with everything, I will start this project because I'm super excited. Now, this one is very bright colors on black. So it doesn't have that relaxing, calming feel. It has that vibrant, like, shock feel. And I love it. Especially for the 4 Elements because it's like fire, air, earth, water, you know, it's very exciting. So I will have fun stitching on that. Oh, I also got I really love doing Sunflower September. So when I first started watching the Fat Quarter Shop, I didn't watch very consistently, but she did, I don't think Kimberly did, but maybe. She did, the Fat Quarter Shop did Sunflower September. There we go, I got it out. And I thought it was a thing. I thought like the whole cross stitch community does Sunflower September. That is so cool. And so I did it that first year, which was 2 years ago. And last year I had a project that this year I had a project that I wanted to do, but I ended up doing the Sunflower Fairy instead, which I'm very happy with. And it shocked me that nobody did Sunflower September with me. I didn't find anybody that was a YouTube or a store doing Sunflower September. They were all doing Sampler September. And you guys know I don't really do samplers. I don't enjoy doing samplers. I know a lot of people do, and I enjoy watching everyone do samplers, but I don't. So I just stuck with Sunflower September, and I think I'm gonna just be stubborn old coot and do Sunflower September every year. And I found a sunflower pattern. So I have one that I've been saving for 2 years to do Sunflower September. It's a quilted sunflower, and it's really pretty, and I really like it, but I found another sunflower pattern on Satsuma Street. Satsuma Street's the place to be, I guess. And they did it with Cosmo thread. I don't have a picture of it, but I'll try to get one up for you. We'll see. I might not edit this one at all. We'll see how that goes this month. But I got the floss for it. So it calls for like a really vibrant, like turquoise color, kind of blue fabric. I don't have anything like that in my stash. But again, I got so much fabric this month that I didn't really want to go shopping for it. But I did get the Cosmos. Oh, I'm getting a knock on the door. Who is it? Come in. Come in, me. I'm doing my Flosstube. Would you like to come say hi to everybody? Yeah. Come on. Come on around, please. This is my oldest son, Emery. I just told them, Emery, have a seat right here. There's my boy. I just told them. There he is. I just told them about our piping, honey, and how you memorized your very last song and you're graduating to the pipes. You want to say hi and be polite? Hi. This is my Chaos. This is my first Chaos. He is my lovely oldest boy. He is 9, almost 10.
And I have long hair.
He has long hair and it's gorgeous. We try to keep it brushed and put up into a ponytail. I keep telling him.
Always happen.
His name is Emery, and it's a family name, and it's spelled the masculine way, E-M-O-R-Y, not E-M-E-R-Y. That's the feminine way. But because his name is feminine and he does have long hair and his favorite color is pink, people often mistake him for a girl. And he always says, I'm not a girl, I'm a boy. And I told him that once he starts like getting some scruff on his face, he's gonna never be mistaken for a girl again because he's so handsome. He's a bit of a spaz. He's my ADHD kid. We get along. Don't we? Hey, don't stick your tongue out at my friend. All right, I gotta get back to cross stitching. Daddy's upstairs. I love you. Back to Sunburst. It's called Sunburst, and I don't have a picture of it. I did order the pattern and the floss. I just have to find fabric. And I'm saving this for next September. So it came with a little tag in there. That'll help me remember what project this floss is for. So that was super helpful. I appreciated that. That's all that I got kitted up. That's all that I got for new starts. That's all that I got for progress on my whips. I wanted to show you my Bestitch Me floss. Fabric. I did not show you the Bestitch Me fabric for September because I didn't have it yet. I did get it and I did love it, but the problem is that one of them, because I get both color and neutral fabric clubs, and one of my colors ran away. I think it's hiding with my Seasons of the Heart fabric somewhere. I don't know where it's at. But I did get the boneyard out for you. Here is very, 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 very pretty fabric. So the other one was called Ledger, and I did get it in the mail as well, and it was kind of splotchy like this. There was like starbursts and marbling in it, and it was colorful. This one's the neutral one. I don't have it, but it's called Ledger from Bestitch Me. Sorry about the crinkling. Shh. And if you are part of the Bestitch Me Facebook group, they actually have a spoilers on there where you can look up the fabric of the month picture and see what they got. This month, I did get the color of the month and the neutral of the month, and I still have them. They did not run away. This one is called Sugar Cream Pie. This is spoilers if you have not gotten your fabric of the month yet. Please look away. This is Sugar Cream Pie, and this is for the neutral club. It looks really white, but it's kind of like a, let's see. There we go. It's kind of like a sandy color, peachy color. There's some variegation in there. There's some marbling and starbursts. I wonder if I could put it on the clipboard. I think my clipboard ran away too. No, there it is. Found it. Okay, so I was wondering if I could put it on my clipboard to show you so that you could see the colors and the marbling easier. I think the light that I have just really washes it out. So let's see. I don't know if you can see that any better. It's very pretty. It'll be super fun to find a project for that one. So another one, this is the color of the month, not the neutral. This is the color. It's called Nightshade. And when I first got it, I thought it was blue. And I thought, it's so blue. And then I thought, well, it looks purple, but I want it blue. I like blue, but it looks so purple. And then I realized the name was Nightshade, and I thought, well, it needs to be purple with a name like that. So here's the Nightshade color. Hopefully you can see that well. Again, it's got all of that marbling and that variegation and that texture in the fabric. Such a pretty color. So that was this month's Bestitch Me Fabric of the Month. I got a lot of haul this month. So, I'm sorry, there's packages. I did order that Mystic Lugana, and I was able to cut a piece off, and so now I have this huge remnant. But I didn't think I would have this much remnant for some reason. I'm not very good at math. So I actually ordered a smaller Mystic in case I had other projects that I wanted to do on this dark blue. I didn't have anything in my stash that was like this dark blue color. So I have now 2 Mystic fabrics from 123 Stitch. So that's going in my stash. And there's more packages. I apologize. I'm not going to get these out of the packages. I'm just going to show them to you. I participated in Bestitch Me Friday Night Fun Night that they had in October. And I purchased 3 different fabrics. I got, it's really hard to get in there. You have to be there like on time when she posts the albums. Otherwise you don't get anything. This one, since my color of the month and my neutral of the month are both 32 count Lugana, I look more, when I get extras, I look more for like Ada and things that I'm not getting regularly to kind of boost my stash. This one was a 14 count Ada, and it's not got the color name on there, but this is what it is. It's actually more orange. The video is showing it more yellow, at least it is for me. It's more of an orange. But it's very, very bright fabric, and so that'll be fun to find something to do on. And then another thing. This one's color is called Banshee. It's an opalescent, which means it's sparkly, it shimmers. I love it. I have never done anything higher than a 32 count. Yeah, 32 count is the highest that I've done. This one was a 40 count, but it was one of the only ones left, and it was really pretty, and so I got it. I don't know what I'm going to do on this. It's 40 count. I'm going to definitely need my magnifying glasses and all the light that I can find. So this is called Banshee. Ooh, look at the sparkles. And it's so pretty. I have no idea what to do on a fabric like this. I don't know. It feels almost too elegant. I don't want to start a project on this because I don't want to mess up the fabric. I know that's not the point of having fabric. You want to mess it up. You want to put cross stitch on it. But I want to cross stitch for this fabric that'll not diminish the beautifulness of this fabric. I'm thinking like a Nora Corbett. Sorry, I always say her name wrong. I'm thinking like a Nora Corbett for this one because of the shiny, and I can just picture like an angel, wispy and flowy with long, beautiful dress, and I don't know. But if you have any ideas for me, let me know, because this is out of my comfort zone almost. It's such pretty fabric, I don't want to mess it up. It's 40 count. I don't know. But it was so pretty. Alright, this next one is Ocean Blue. It's a 32 count Lugana because I have my favorites. 32 count is one of my favorites. I did not have this color blue. It's a little bit darker than what the video is showing, but it is a lighter blue than Mystic. I don't get much blue, so my favorite colors are like reddish colors and black. Red and black are really my favorite colors. So I have a lot of red and black in my stash, not bright red, that one that you saw earlier for drummers. That was my only bright red. But I didn't have much light blue. And I've done a few like mermaid pieces that have come out of my stash and kind of diminished my blue colors. So restash this light blue. It'll be really, really fun to work with. It's called Ocean Blue. Alright, now it's time. Nope. Okay, so this box that I showed you at the beginning came from a very, very special person. So at my church, there was a gentleman. He was older, and we called him Grandpa Dennis. And he took all of the kids under his wing. He loved kids so much. He was so wholesome. He was like, you know how when you were a kid you thought you'd meet Santa and he'd be kind and happy and all of that all the time? He was kind of like Santa. He just had a very loving and giving heart. He was always in the cradle roll room helping us with the kiddos. He passed out their weekly papers to them. He passed away a couple years ago and really put a hole in our community. And my boys went to the funeral and they both spoke up and said how much they had loved him and how much he meant to them. He did cross stitch. And I never knew. This box that I showed you was his, and they were clearing out more of his stuff this year, and they said, we don't know what to do with all this, we'll give it to Katie because she cross stitches. So they gave me some scroll rod frames that he handmade himself, which was very special, and they gave me a bunch of his work. So I have pieces in this box that are kitted up that he never touched, but I also have pieces in this box that he was halfway through finishing. So that's going to be emotional for me to go through, but it's such an honor to have things that remind me of him, because he was a big part in our lives and he was a big part in my son's early lives. So these projects that I'm going to show you right now came from him and his stash, and I'm just so honored, privileged to be able to go through this. This is a kit that he had that never touched. It's designs for the needle, and it's carded floss, and it says, where there is faith, there is love. Where there is love, there is peace. Where there is peace, there is God. Where there is God, there is no need. And so that was kitted up. Can't say kitted up, it was sold as a kit. He never touched it. So all of this will be so fun to go through. This is Gold Collection Petites on black fabric. This is Splendor at Night. And it's beautiful. It's a beautiful winter scene. This one is one of the pieces that he had started, so I have his stitching right here, which is like, All the feels. This is a Whimsies by Dimensions. Super cute. It looks like it's done on plastic canvas. And you stand it up and it's a little display. So, if I'm brave enough to finish this with his stitching, that'll be a really special piece for our family. Now this is Busilla. I have a love-hate relationship with Busilla. I love their patterns, but I hate the way they kit their projects. I hate that the floss comes all jumbled. It's so hard to sort out. This was open, but it wasn't started. So this is a Busilla that he had. Makes sense because we live in Alaska and there are bears. There are bears. This is another one that he started. Wind Chimes is a really cool plastic canvas cross-stitch project, and it is wind chimes. You finish it. Where am I? You finish it and you actually make wind chimes with this. So that's really, really cool. And he did start this. This is a embroidery. He did not start this. It's this one. This is the one that's in this kit. I have several of these, and it confused me at first because I thought both of them were in the kit, but it's not. It's just one of them. So this is an embroidery, not a cross stitch. We'll see how that goes. Here's another start that he had. Beautiful stitching. So this one looks like, he loves snowmen. Did you notice the theme? This one looks like one of the ones that I showed you earlier. Let me see. Nope. This is not, I don't have the pattern for this. I can't show you what it's supposed to look like. But it's his stitching and it was in here. He had Seascapes magazine, little Cross My Heart ink. These are the same people that did my Arctic Arc that I worked on earlier this year. Another gold dimension, gold collections. Super, super pretty. Not started. He opened it, but it didn't start it. Christmas traditions, holiday time. These are the same people that did my angels. I think it's Leisure Arts. I think it's a Leisure Arts thing. I can imagine he wanted to do this for him and his wife. Whimsies, another Whimsies by Dimensions. He had an Eeyore one. I imagine this was for his grandkids. I could be wrong. I don't know. And then he had a really cool thing. He had a brand new, never been opened magnet board to hold the patterns on. So that was the really cool gift that I got from my church member, from his family in October. That was very, very special. It meant a lot. I have 3 more things to show you. I got more fabric. So I got this fabric from a Facebook cross stitch unload or de-stash group. I don't remember what it was called. But the lady, there's a special lady on there that I really enjoy ordering fabrics from. I've ordered from her in the past. She makes really good quality fabrics. Her name is Oksana. I have her name, O-K-S-A-N-A, Oksana. She's the Crazy Hamster. She has an eBay store. She sells on Facebook. And this one, I got to do the elements, but I wanted to go, oh, I didn't tell you. So the 4 elements by Satsuma Street, I ended up doing their, kitting it up with a fox and rabbit linen. It was a black. I don't remember what they called it. So, but I got this just in case I wanted to do kind of like a gray marbled instead. I decided that the pattern had enough going in it that I could go with a more solid, darker color. So I ended up not using this one. This one, she doesn't name her fabrics. Just Ada 14 count. So here's her tag here. This one is another dark one, purple. I think it's also 14 count. Nope, 16 count. So this one is 16 count. And then I got one more fabric. My frog fabric still has not come in the mail. This one is 14 count. And I thought maybe I could stitch my steampunk frog on this one. I like the speckles in there. I think that's really, really neat. I ended up messaging Bestitch Me and I said, look guys, I ordered this way far away and I'm not being impatient at all. I'm not trying to complain because I know tons of people are like almost verbally abusive to stores. I said the expectation was 3 to 13 weeks. I fully intend on waiting the full 13 weeks, but I wanted to know if there was a queue. Is there like an order, a lineup? Can I know like how you are going with that, how things are going? And they messaged me back and they said, it's on my list for next week. I'm going to get it dyed and sent out to you soon. And I'm like, yay! I'm so excited! So I'm not going to start the steampunk frog on this fabric, but I was thinking about it. But I should have my frog fabric soon. I really need to get it soon because I'm really late in stitching it. Again, that steampunk frog is from Hey Lady Creations. It's for a model stitcher, so I've got to get going on that. I'm figuring I'm gonna need to do like 300 stitches a day to catch up to my time frame. So we'll see how that goes. I wanted to tell you about another Facebook group I'm part of, Cross Stitch Society. The Cross Stitch Society is a group of people that are dedicated to meetups and hangouts and retreats and events, everything cross stitch. So they want one virtual hangout and one in-person meetup per month for every of the United States and wherever else they can get them. But it's specifically for United States meetups. I joined because here in Alaska, we don't have much going on, especially in my part of Alaska. They have retreats and stuff up in Fairbanks, but I checked and it's like $300 tickets to get up there, and then you have to pay for the retreat and you have to pay for the hotel, and everything is very expensive up here. You have to pay for your food because you need to eat. And it's not often. They don't have retreats up here often. I'm more towards the Anchorage area, which is south central, and there's just nothing. There's no LNS, there's Michael's, there's Joann's, there's online, and there is a few like craft stores that also sell cross stitch supplies, but they have a tiny little corner and there's not much there. So I joined this group to see if there were any hangouts in my area, and there wasn't, and I'm the only one from Alaska in there so far, so they put me in charge of the hangouts. I'm like, sure they did. I don't have enough going on. Let's be in charge of cross-stitch hangouts too. So I've been talking to a few people, and there's a craft society that's for all general crafting, and they may be open to helping me get an in-person cross-stitch meetup for everybody to enjoy, which will be fun. But in the meantime, I did a virtual meetup last month and nobody came. Nobody came at all. It was me for an hour and I was talking to myself. I'm like, hello everybody, welcome to our first event. And it was just me. And it was so sad. So I was like, sad face. But if you're interested, there's a lot of states that are super active, and Alaska is not one of them. But there's a lot of other states that are super active with the cross stitch and the cross stitch community. And I know there are Facebook groups dedicated to retreats specifically, which is wonderful. This group is a little bit different. They're dedicated to like monthly cross-stitch meetups, so you can find like-minded people and have fun socializing while doing our favorite hobby. Again, it's the Cross Stitch Society, and you can find them on Facebook. I wanted to go through some wishes and dreams because I think we all have those projects that we were like, man, if I could find that project, that would be so cool. I have been thinking about my whipco board for next year, and I've also been thinking about doing a temperature cross stitch. I've seen people do them for years, and I thought, I have ADHD, I have 3 boys that I'm homeschooling, I have a really busy life, I'm active in church and other community events, I'm doing cross stitch, I'm doing Flosstube, I'm doing a whole bunch of things, and I don't think that I would have the mental capability to continue doing a temperature cell. I would be like, oh no, it's been 2 weeks and I didn't write down the temperature at all. But then I thought about it and I thought I could try. I mean, there's no harm in trying, right? So I've been looking for temperature cross stitches to do, and I don't want to do like a square. I don't want to do like a bookcase. I've seen really cool. There's like bookcase temperature cross stitches, and there's like potion on a bookcase temperature cross stitches, and there's like the Fat Quarter Shop this year, I keep saying last year, this year the Fat Quarter Shop did a shop. Ooh, I almost said a bad word there. I didn't. It did a heart temperature stitch along, which was really, really fun. And I do like the heart one that the Fat Quarter Shop did. I was hoping that more people would be posting 2024 ones so that I'd have more of a variety. I found a Tetris cross stitch, temperature cross stitch that I really like. But again, even though it struck my fancy, it wasn't like, that one, that's the one. It's not yet. So I'm still looking for a temperature cross stitch to do. So if you guys know of anything coming up that I might be able to take a peek at, that would be really fun, because I want to get that set up before next year, and we only have like 2 months left, November and December. Also, I am currently wishing and dreaming for the North pattern in the Civil War samplers. They're really old, they're really, really expensive, and there's a lot of controversy behind them because they did the North and then they did the South, and a lot of people feel like that is no longer appropriate to do things about the South. I understand their viewpoint, it can be very triggering, but I'm looking for the North, and I haven't seen it for years. I haven't seen it come up for years. Another one of my wishes, I guess we call them unicorns, because it's like chances are to find them in the wild, it's very, very, very slim, and when you do find them, it's like a magical experience, so we call them unicorns. I collect Monopoly games. I have a Monopoly for everything. I have a Monopoly for cats. It's called Catopoly. I have a Monopoly for Legend of Zelda. I have a Monopoly for like Mario. I have a Monopoly for national parks. I collect Monopoly boards, and I thought it would be so much fun to cross stitch a Monopoly board. I've seen them thrown around here and there, but they always get snagged up before I can get there. One time it was snagged up by like 5 minutes, so I was like, no! It was so sad. But anyway, that's another one that I'm dreaming of. What are your dreams? Christmas is coming up, and you never know. You might just find what you're dreaming for. I also wanted to talk to you about snacks. So, a lot of my cross stitches, you will notice, have like red splotches on them. Especially my Queen of the Earth. Where did I put it? Queenie! Where are you? I was gonna show you. I think I did that pretty early, right? It should be in my pile. There it is. I found it. So my Dark Queen of the Earth has red splotches. Don't judge me. I see you. Has dark splotches on the fabric right here. That is because my favorite snack is Domino's. Doritos Dynamita. I don't know how to pronounce that, but these are my favorite, and they have to be rolled up like this. But it's so messy. So these are really spicy, and they've got this red dust. They're like Cheetos, you know? You bring Cheetos out. I think it's Cheetos, yeah. And then you have that orange stuff all over your fingers. This one does the same thing. Fortunately, it washes out. It washes out. It's not a permanent staining thing. I've gotten this on so many of my projects accidentally, and I wonder what's wrong with me because I keep trying to eat snacks while I'm cross-stitching. I have discovered that since they're rolled up, they actually do have a hole going like straight through. I can take a fork and I can put the fork tongs in the chip and I can eat chips with a fork while I'm cross-stitching, and I no longer get that red on my projects. The only caveat to that is that my boy also likes them, and when I'm not looking, he'll steal them, and then he's 2, so he gets his grubby little fingers everywhere, and the occasional accident does happen with him. But I also wanted to know what you guys eat for snacks while you cross-stitch, or do you have a strict no food policy, no food or drinks around your cross-stitch? Because we're all different, and while I'm a goofball and keep like playing roulette with my chips and my cross-stitch, you guys might have a different philosophy, and I'd really love to know what you think about that. Anyway, that's all I have for you today, and I feel like that was an awful lot. I feel like that was so much. I'm going to continue stitching on my WIPCO projects and a lot of the projects that I've already shown you, especially my winter project and my Treasure Island. I really want to get those fixed. You might not see Dark Queen of the Earth for a while because I have other higher priorities, I guess. Holidays are coming up. I'm super excited. I hope you guys have a good November and keep your chin up in all this chaos, and we will see you next month. Goodbye!